Hi everyone, I'm Monita. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my November and December TBR. I decided to do a November and December TBR in one video because November and December will be catch-up months. So I have a whole heap of books where I will be splitting up in between the 2 months. I don't know which ones I'll be reading in which month, but I just have like a whole heap of books I want to talk to you about that I will be reading in November and December. So let's get right on to it. The first one is The Last Legacy by Adrian Young. I think it's in the same universe as the... oh my goodness, is it the Fable duology, which I actually really quite liked? I think that's what it is. In the same universe as the Fable duology by this author. It's a young adult fantasy duology, and I actually really enjoyed it. We then have The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I have read a book previously from this author before, The Flat Share. Had this kind of cute 90s rom-com going for it, and I actually really enjoyed that book, so I decided to continue on reading with her other books. This is her recent release. I believe it came out this year sometime. I don't know what month, but I know it came out this year. And it follows 3 women that are dating this one guy, unknowingly dating this one guy, and this guy doesn't show up to any of the dates, and it's kind of like they have to figure out who he is, why he didn't show up, yada da da. We have yet another Adrian Young book, and this one is Spells for Forgetting. This is her adult book. I don't know too much about it, but I know it looks good. I believe it's like a crime mystery. I'm hoping there's a little bit of magical realism, or maybe even just a slight fantasy to it. Because of the word spells in the title, I don't know, I won't know until I read it. The Very Last List of Vivian Walker by Megan Albany. It follows this woman who has cancer and her family don't want her to do anything. They will do things for her, and she writes down this list. It's basically like a love letter to the mundane things in life and how she will miss them. A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I haven't heard too much about this. I believe it's dark academia, it's young adult, it's sapphic, and I've heard people really hyping it up, yet I've heard no one talking about it other than just like, ooh, it's like an anticipated book of mine. Well, have you read it? I don't think anyone really has, to be honest. It's the next book. I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I'm going to be reading this in November. I definitely know that because of Nonfiction November. I do want to read it around that time, and if you don't know what it is, I feel like everyone does know what it is, but it follows Jeanette McCurdy as she recounts her being a child star in the very popular Nickelodeon show iCarly, and her struggles with that and with fame, and her relationship with her very, very abusive mother. The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin. This is one I've been wanting to read for quite a while. It follows these 3 siblings, I believe it's 3 siblings, as they go to this traveling show, or they meet up with a sidekick. I don't think there's like a traveling show, but they go to a sidekick to tell them when they are going to die. And it's basically like, if you knew when you were going to die, would you change things about your life? I believe that's what it's about. On to a book I've been reading for literally months, Tower of Fools by Andrzej Sapkowski. I've already talked about this before, really don't want to talk about it again, but I'm actually nearly finished. See, I just got that little chunk left. I don't want to talk anymore about it because I feel like I've been doing that for months now. And this one I'm so super duper excited about. It's The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake, the second book in the Atlas trilogy. Oh boy. The way the first one ended, I'm just like, I need the sequel now. It's in my hands and absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see that gold defoiling, but she's really beautiful, she really is. A Light in the Flame, it is the second book in the A Song of Ice, no, wait. It is the second book in the A Shadow in the Ember duology trilogy series, I'm not entirely sure. And it is the spin-off to the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I absolutely love this series. The spin-off series, it's so freaking good. It follows, what's her name again? Sarah, as she is the consort to the God of Death, I believe. It's been a while. I read this in January this year, last year? No, this year, and I fucking loved it. I gave it like 5 stars. I believe it was so damn good. I can't wait for the second one, for this one, because of how it ended. I'm like, give it to me please. I need the second book like right now. And another book that I have been reading for months, The War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the fourth book in the From Blood and Ash series. It is a 6-book series. Don't want to talk about it too much, but I am currently reading it and enjoying it. I am really enjoying it. Don't want to talk about it too much. I feel like I've been talking about this series non-stop, on and off, here and there throughout the months, so I'm just going to leave it at that I'm going to be reading it in either November or December, preferably November, so I can just finish it, because I have been reading it for months and I'm kind of like around the halfway point right now. Babel, or Babel, however you want to pronounce it, by R.F. Kuang. It follows Robin as he is brought to England by a mysterious guardian, and Robin that is a student in Babel and Oxford, and he's basically being forced to learn all these languages like Latin, English, I believe there's other languages in there as well, so that the English Empire can take over the world. It's basically talks about colonialism, and I'm not going to lie to you, I am a little bit nervous about reading this one because I'm just worried of how it's going to be portrayed and how it's going to be written. I don't know, but I do think I'll like it because it has like a dark academia, and I've heard exceptional things about this book. I really have. I'm just worried about how it's going to be written, is what I'm worried about. Summer Suns by Lee Mandello. I'm calling this a dark academia. Is it dark academia? I have no idea, but it follows two boys. They are kind of like in this relationship, I believe. One of them dies, and the one that dies gives the one that's alive, his boyfriend, friends, a prestigious role or a scholarship in this really high profile private university, I believe, or college. And the boyfriend that's alive doesn't want any of that. He just wants to see his boyfriend again, and I believe he does. But I believe it's like spooky. I think it's horror fantasy or something like that. I don't even think it's fantasy, I think it's just horror. Last two, oh boy. There's a lot of books here. The Binding by Bridget Collins. Do I remember what this book is about? No. But I do believe it follows someone who is offered a role in this place to do book bindings for people that don't want to relive horrific memories. And this fella that has a scholarship at this place finds his name in the book, or something like that, I believe. Don't quote me 100% on that, but I believe that's what it's about. And the last one, oh boy, we finally made it. A Sliver of Darkness by C.J. Tudor. It is a short story collection. I've read 2 previous books from this author, The Chalkman and Burning Girls, which I loved Burning Girls so much. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. And this is a short story collection, so hopefully it'll be quick, it'll be punchy, I'll get through it quickly. And there we have it, everyone. 15 books. Can I do it? If I schedule things out properly, I do think I can. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. If you have, let me know, what books are you planning on reading in November, and have you started any plans for December? Let me know, I'd love to know, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.